Hi, Tomas. It's
Hi.
good to see you in Warsaw.
Thank you, Joanna.
What do you think about this year's GFN conference?
Well, besides it's the 10th anniversary of the conference, I think it it showed a slight change. I mean, it's amazing that every year we talk about almost the same topics, but at the same time they change a little bit. And being focusing this year on the next decade and giving consumers the role that consumers play in tobacco harm reduction some kind of more importance. I believe it's very important because in the fight for THR, all the stakeholders have to be taken into account. And I think that people should notice that the role that consumers play in this fight is quite important. So I was very pleased to see the program this year, and I'm very pleased to see that they are starting to talk about the next decade and giving consumers an important role in it.
Speaking of next decade, what do you think needs to change within next 10 years?
What do I think it has to be changed? I mean, the authorities, regulators, and NGOs that have been fighting tobacco do really need to open to the fact that safer nicotine products can do the trick. Asking for that, I understand it's asking for a radical change. But if it's compassion what drives the fight against tobacco, then it's compassion, the same thing that must be applied in this case. Because people who smoke are really endangering their lives, and just giving them the chance to access safer nicotine products, it's a compassionate act. So I believe that maybe in the next years, tobacco control will open the heart a little bit more, and see that the tobacco harm reduction focus is not a danger; it's an opportunity, and I hope they seize it.
And which topic on the conference seems to be most interesting for you?
Well, there were the first day there was a lot of talk about regulation, and I that's something I have a keen interest because I'm a lawyer, and maybe it's easy for me to talk about regulation aspects. But it was interesting, particularly to see the phenomenon that happened in Philippines, and the very good regulation they got over there is a good start point. To counter that with the Australian problems regarding this medicalized regulation, and then the open talk about regulation in general. So yes, maybe the topic I liked more was actually regulation aspects.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello. Nice to see you again in Warsaw at the GFN conference. What do you think about this year's GFN conference?
It was really great, and meeting all these people and listening to all the inspiring lectures and discussions was invigorating again as every year.
And which topic on the conference seems to be the most interested for you?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd, so it was Paul Newhouse's description of all the nicotinic receptors, and but the other topics were interesting too, to learn about how the world is acting against or for vaping, and how the policies change, and hopefully getting some clue what we can do.
This year's strapline is tobacco harm reduction the next decade. What do you think needs to change in 10 years? Next 10 years.
The first thing that needs to change is the perception of nicotine. Without the perceiving nicotine as what it is, if people still conflate nicotine with smoking, there will be no progress. This is the first message that needs to be brought to the people, that nicotine by itself is not the culprit for anything, not even addiction.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.